Hello and welcome back to Mutiny Motorsports Season 8. We've got round 2 for you here, the Italian Grand Prix. We're based in Imola 2001 circuit, and we actually have a prior winner on this exact variation, which is Brauchen, just a few seasons ago. So here we are with the qualifying results. Peter, yet another pole, and Ferrari man shattered, taking a 1-2 for Ferrari here on the front row. We've got Brauchen, he's back again, he's in the Jag, and he's looking to win again.
And what a difficult qualifying session this was. It was gusty beyond all belief, and just difficult to get a clean lap in overall.
It was incredibly difficult. All the drivers struggling, which is why you're seeing such a huge variation in time. There were puddles. It rained before practice again, just like the last race, and it rained just before qualifying again as well. So it was really tough time for the drivers. And here we are. So we've noticed that there was a sync error again. So all the drivers are going to take a formation lap here, just to see what the track's like, just to make sure that there isn't a crash like at the beginning of last time. So here we go, we're on board with Peter. He's going to be discovering this track for the first time now and seeing where the puddles are, if any have left the track since practice and qualifying.
It's an issue that has crept up occasionally with AMS2, but drivers are taking it in stride at the moment.
They're doing really well. So let's just run down the grid here. We've got a few people here who are new this week, and we've got most of the people here have already driven for us this season. Who's new this week? I think we have...
We have Viltec in 11th. He's new this week, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. And 16th, Fabiani. He's
Cesare, I think.
Cesare, that's it. Yeah, down in 16th with the Arrows team there. So Mumbo Man's had a good time with the Mutiny over the past couple of seasons. He's down here in 7th.
Someone that's shown, I'd say, flashes of brilliance, with some decent consistency overall. So it'll be fun to see where he goes.
Oh, sorry, it was Viltec in the arrows, in the orange arrows there. My mistake. Newcomer, first time out in the Mutiny. All trying to keep their tyres warm. It was a freezing cold day this day, and the first thing all the drivers noticed is that tyre temperatures were plummeting.
I think for that reason, many drivers here chose softs for the start. Not only because of the grip it gives you at the beginning, but also with these temperatures, it lasts as well.
So here we are. They're lining up. They're going to do a rolling start here, just like last week. On board with TTR at the moment, and lining alongside Brauchen. Brauchen, by the way, has an incredible podium rate in the Mutiny. Longest standing driver. He is the captain, does run the ship, but he has a podium rate of something like 85%. So keep an eye on him today. He's already up there into top 3. Here we go.
And they go at the line.
He's going up the insides. Cold tyres, though. It's going to be gentle.
They give each other space. Always nice to see here.
There's no slouches here in the top 4. All of these guys have won plenty of races in the Mutiny. It's a competitive grid. Is that Nate Delta who's moved up to 5th there? I think it is. Oh!
Yeah.
Brauchen's off!
And there's someone else joining him. There's many cars off.
Oh,
that's tough.
Oh no! That was Dan as well in the other Jag.
Gets all kicked off already.
It is. That's Leclerc. Leclerc in NDF, who was known as PV God last race, really moved up the field there.
Yeah, the big winner
NDF
here
has
is
just
Aspoon,
fallen
I
down
think.
though. What's happened to NDF? He was just behind Leclerc a second ago. Oh, Viltec moved down a couple of spots as well.
Teams like Nate Delta, Mumbo Man, ND Tutorton.
And that was Nate in the side of Viltec, not the start that Nate wanted after his great podium in the first race.
Such heartbreak.
Yeah, the wind's really been catching the drivers out. It changed direction in practice, changed direction in qualifying, and here we go. First pit stops.
We see yellow flags already. It's a safety car.
Yeah, with all that chaos in the back, all the winds caught the drivers out at the top of the hill there. And that was it. It just caused so much chaos. A safety car. Who else is in the pits there? It looks like Chad as well. Chad all through practice and qualifying, speaking of an instability in the car, just can't find the right balance this week. Oh, and there was a safety car leaving the same time as Mumbo Man. And luckily got ahead of it out of the pits. So who's the big winners here? Ask Moon. Last week, remember, he was driving up in the podium positions, up in the top 6 for a long time, and then had a moment and fell right down the order. So let's keep an eye on him today.
He seems to be someone who can really take advantage of a bad situation when other cars get tangled ahead.
Yeah, he kept his nose clean. Oh, there's Chad. That must have been a big repair job on that car.
I think some of the losers might have been Stupid Doobie, Mumbo Man, Viltec, and Nate, obviously, with that incident.
Yeah. And here we go on board with Shattered Compass. Had a great recovery drive. Had a great drive last week. Getting up in second place regardless. I guess it was a recovery drive with that hard tyre mishap where went in the pits, came out on the same set of old hard tyres that he'd spent half the race on, and they had to complete the race.
I don't know if the pit crew was just sleeping or if they had trouble getting the tyres off.
Sean Todd was not a happy man that day, but with the 1-2, he made up for it. Shattered really showing pace there, and it looks like they're just catching the safety car here. There we go, Maxi. He's been in the Mutiny a couple of seasons now. He's been getting up into the midfield quite a bit now, starting to unravel and unleash some of his inner pace. Here we go. There's a long rival history between these two. It started back a couple of seasons ago when the Mutiny did a Triple Crown Challenge, and it was all neck and neck for a little while in the first race between them, and then after that Peter has taken some severe dominance in the Mutiny, and the only rival so far that's really been able to kind of give Peter a hard time on the most part is TTA out there.
He's definitely one who takes his practice seriously, but it shows off, and the pace that he puts on, it's hard to come back to.
It is. It's very hard. He's a metronome, and it's an unrelenting pace he puts down. Everyone's trying to keep these tyres warm. This safety car going very slowly today. Tyre temperatures will be plummeting. Used to running about 80 or 90 degrees, but instead some drivers reporting down to 60 or 50 in this period. So getting quite cold. Tyres definitely getting into the period where it feels like you're driving on ice or water.
Not surprised at all with the speed that these cars usually go compared to what they're doing now. It's a big difference. You see just how hard they have to work to keep a little bit of temperature in there. Really just keep the temperature from falling off more than anything else.
Yeah, it seems to be that. Some drivers trying to prioritize the rear tyres by doing some burnouts. You can see a lot of drivers though trying to prioritize the front tyres, get some grip into those corners by weaving around. I think the safety car is going to come in. I think Peter's going to lead the field across the line and going again.
Could be going any minute now. I think a couple more corners.
Here we go. I think the leaders are already gone. Oh. And before they even get to the line, that's Mumbo Man.
I think it was Stupid Doobie that he found the rear end of.
He did, he's in the back. That's Nate. Nate reporting the balance immediately, saying his car's not feeling the same after that little off, and unsurprising. I'm not sure if he has any damage though.
These cars are pretty robust, but it doesn't take very much to have something feel a bit off. Oh, speaking of off, Cesare Is that
Shit,
turn
sorry.
5, turn 4?
Yeah, down at the hairpin.
Oh, no, that's
Seem to
turn
lose the
6.
back end there. Oh no, the wind's still people catching out. Oh, the top of that hill is really catching. It's just gusting across the track there.
It's been the most unpredictable place this weekend, I'd say. Speaking of unpredictable,
Oh no, is that a Ferrari? That's shattered. What's happened?
no rear wing, I see.
No rear wing. Oh.
Something's gone very wrong. Down in last place, up from starting in second, had a rough start, third or fourth. He's now at the back of the pack.
Yeah, half a lap to go. He's got to replace that rear wing.
And then we'll have 26 laps to make up for it, yeah.
Oh, that's a long way to go. Let's see what he can do today. On board with Stupid Doobie.
Thinking about a move.
He's thinking, yeah, you can tell. He's holding back a little bit there. Viltec looking nice and racy behind Rod here. He's pulling out into T1. Oh, it looks like he's ahead. Is he going to keep ahead? I think so. What a great overtake for the rookie here. Overtake for the rookie. Rod lost the second place, it looks like. Down into 12th now. Looks like Nate got through as well. Oh, even being challenged by Mumbo Man in the Jordan there. Around the outside. Great overtake here.
He's been driving, looking in his mirrors for the past half of a lap.
He has been, and there is... Oh no!
Should have kept his eyes on the road.
Oh no.
This could be it. Could there be damage?
I think so.
That
That's
is
him.
it.
He is retired now.
First retirement so far.
Okay, let's look back through the order. Here we go. Oh, Viltec had an off here. Back down, so all that hard work getting up into 10th
Making
place.
good use of the escape road.
Yeah. Mumbo Man recovering nicely, up into 9th now. But 26 seconds off the leaders. It has really opened up. The safety car only came in a couple of laps ago.
Speaking of the leaders, T-Tar is just half of a second or so off of Peter. This is going to be a fight that I see going long into the race.
And they're already a second quicker than the third place man, Aspmoon. They are rocketing off, and here we are again with Rod. I feel like the director loves this shot and we might see a bit more of it.
The camera angle showing just how sad he feels.
Here we go. Oh, Viltec in the pits, coming out now.
It's an early stop.
That is an early stop. I feel like all the early stops here we've had are for repairs, probably. So Shattered Compass with the repairs going on. Already up to 14th. Chad at the back as well. I think, is Chad retired?
Little kiss right there.
That is a little kiss, yeah. It looks like the McLarens are both out. Chad and Rod both out. Not a good day. Ron Dennis really feeling the squeeze. Not a good start from McLaren here in this championship.
I think the drivers will be getting an earful after this race.
Yeah. Here we go. 0.3, 0.4 behind. He's just holding here just behind Peter is T-Tar. Down into the 24s, now getting 2 seconds quicker than the third place. I think that really happens when two drivers get really competitive. They just become in like a slightly different league. They just start to find a little bit of extra pace and they push each other much further than they think they could have gone.
I think they're just locked in this race. Do you think that T-Tar is kind of holding back pace a little bit, trying to gauge where Peter might be weak to plan an overtake later, or is he really going all out at the moment?
I think both of these guys are going all out. I think there's different spots. Peter tends to favor... Oh, is there a move looking here?
I thought about it. Peter had to defend.
He had to defend, exactly right. I think Peter tends to favor low downforce, getting a little bit more
straight line speed.
Yeah. Whereas I know T-Tar likes to Likes to think about the downforce and the grip from the tyres and how long you can make them last. So it'll be really interesting to see which one plays out. Last week at Bathurst they lapped pretty similar though, despite the changes and different setups.
I think that'll be interesting to see over the course of the season. I know in the past we've seen cars where more downforce means you're keeping your tires in check, sliding a little bit less, keeping them around longer. But the straight line speed is just making it so much more difficult to overtake.
Yeah. These guys are really going now. Fortune in 4th place, lapping slightly quicker than Askmoon here. I feel like he has a pace advantage. But Fortune got the nickname Stonewall way back in Season 3 for being one of the toughest guys to overtake. And here he's finding himself a new Stonewall in Askmoon. Back on board with the leaders. Looks like Titar can attack that curb, that little chicane at the top of the hill a little bit better than Peter, getting there for a bit more speed on the downhill.
It's been a couple of laps and this gap has not changed at all. They're glued together.
Yeah. Looks like Peter avoiding the curves just a little bit more. I wonder if his car's a little bit more unsettled by those fast chicanes. Definitely in the slipstream, 0.2 of a second. Wow! We're already 1/3 into this race.
Where's the time gone?
Still finding a lot of time, these guys, still in the 24s. The rest of the field actually pretty similar, all in the 26s to 28s. There's a couple of outliers there with people with what look like bad laps. Maybe had an off or something. Fortune just fading back a little bit more now from Askmoon. Wonder if he's trying to save his tyres.
Going a bit deep there in the Aquaman early, turn 12.
There is. Oh, that looks like a move. Is that Maxi and Nate fighting it out? I think it is.
Nate seems to be benefiting from the lack of drag by running about a half foot off the ground.
Yeah. Something that occasionally AMS2 just has, a floating car.
AMS2 doing AMS2 things.
Stupid Doobie. I always get my letters mixed up with that name. He's following not far behind Max. And here we are, the leaders again. Just half a second between them, 11 laps in. There is not much to fit between them two. He's going up. Is he going to... I think he's going to make it around the outside. Oh, where's the director gone?
What has happened? We need to know.
It looks like he's taken the lead, though.
He has.
Now it's just half a second the other way. Can TTR pull out a lead here, or is Peter going to keep him honest? Let's see what the pace advantage was, or if it really was just an opportunistic move.
We'll see here if TTR had some pace in hand and was just following, waiting for the right opportunity to strike. It's already looking about, 7/10 here, so it's more than it's been in the past few laps.
Yeah, Peter with a small lockup. It is really tough to get stopped for that corner. The wind feels like it's pushing you down the hill, so not helping with your braking at all. And then the track has a small bump just after the apex there that really unsettles the car. And Max down to 13th now. He has lost that place. Just a few seconds behind him now is Shattered, still trying to claw back. A minute behind the leaders though.
Looks like it's been a lonely race for him so far at the minute. Someone's off, Nate Delta.
Nate is off. And there we go, Stupid needs no second chances there. Takes the opportunity.
Says thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nate. I will take that. 11th place. This season being a little bit tougher. You've got to be in the top 6 to score points. First place.
On top of that, Yeah, on top of that, just a few more drivers than we saw last season, just making it a little bit difficult, a little bit more difficult for a single driver to get up in that top 6.
That's right. Oh, who is that? Shattered Compass going past Max. It looks like Max went wide there.
Opportune move.
Shattered also running that low downforce drag underneath the car by having a bit of a float session.
I'm surprised at the grip that he has when none of his tires are touching the ground.
That Ferrari technology is really something else. Oh, Max in the pits, lap 12. This is early for the first stop if he didn't have damage.
It could have been a lockup from that off-track excursion that we saw.
Could be some tire damage. Tires seem to be holding up relatively well. As we said at the beginning, most of these guys running the soft tires. And so it's looking likely to be just a one-stop race. Oh, and here we see with the leaders again, Peter still within a second of TTAR there. So really, the pace advantage not huge. They're both in the 24s. Yeah. Still after that. There we go on board. It's just creeping about a second now.
Be interesting to see who blinks first between the top 2. Someone's got to pit first.
Yeah, they did save a bit of fuel under the safety car and that formation lap, so it'll be interesting to see, as we said, who fueled less for that first stint and who saved a little bit more.
I think you'd expect something around lap 17 or 18 for those people who took a lot of fuel at the beginning.
Yeah. Peters tends to be very good at using a heavy car and being very quick, and he's also very good at fuel saving, so it's a high possibility he'll go out the extra lap. Here we're on board with Stupid again. He's climbing back up the field.
Small lock up there as he's really sizing up Cesare.
Yeah. Man started in 7th, now back up to 8th, slowly making his way through the field after those first lap incidents. Oh! That just looks like he was taking too much curb, and that's
Shattered Compass. Yeah,
into 10th place. Recovery drive coming here. The other Ferrari here, right behind TTAR. Lap 14. Oh, he's backed out into the chicane at the top of the hill.
Thought better of it.
It's a tough place to overtake there. 2 cars do not fit through that one small chicane.
We see Garrett O'Brien, I think, in the pits already. That'll be the first, I would say, regular scheduled pit stop of the mid-pack here. Followed quickly by Cesare.
Oh. So Cesare started down in 16th, so had a good climb up with all the chaos at the beginning, holding his pace nicely up into 13th. And Garrett starting 14th as well, so made up a few places here. Who are some of the other big losers here? Chad's retired all the way from the great qualifying up in 5th place. And Nate as well, with that early crashes. Shattered. That Toyota holding on pretty well there.
Just having to sniff exhaust fumes for now until he finds a good way to pass.
Oh!
And yeah, this could be it.
This looks like it. It's a drag race up the hill.
Side by side going into Variante Alta. Shattered breaks later and still makes it.
What a great move there up the hill. Unbelievable pace there. In the 25s, that's leader's pace there. Top 4 in the 25s. And
those are on the hard tires as well.
Oh, those are on the hard tires. Absolutely amazing there. And yeah, going into the last chicane. This was the chicane that caught everyone out in qualifying. There were huge, great big puddles and rivers running across it. If you came in too hot, just absolutely threw away your lap times. we go. Peter's still just half a second behind, so it's really nip and tuck between these guys. There was no big advantage. It was just an opportunistic move there at the top of the hill. Peter's pretty close here. Within 0.2 of a second as one of the front leaders pits now, lap 15. This is about right for everyone for the one-stop strategy. Maybe a little bit early. I wonder if Borchardt underfueled a little bit to try and get past into second place off the line as he started in third just behind Shattered.
That could have been it. The later car can really help around the track. Just keeps your lap times low, not moving as much weight around in the corners, but you take the disadvantage of the earlier pit stop.
That's right. Here we go. Oh, Williams flying across that second curb. I'm surprised he kept it on the grounds. And stable, they're back in the 24s now. Also, Daniel Gilligan in the 24s as well. Time really coming down.
Wonder if he's finally, found something in the car. Oh, we have our leader pitting.
Here we go. It's Peter's time to shine. Wonder what sort of lap time he can pull out here. See if he can do the overcut or whether the undercut on fresher tyres will be better.
I think 17 or 18 laps was kind of pushing it for the soft tires, so it'll be nip and tuck.
Be nip and tuck as we're back on board with Rod. He hasn't even left the car yet. He's so upset. And there we go. Last Moon in the pits as well. He's got to come out ahead of Borchardt. Let's see how his pit crew do. 25 seconds between Peter and TTAR. That must be the cost of a pit stop. Last Moon out of the pits and he's ahead of Borchardt. And here we are again with Viltech in 11th place. Can just see a couple of drivers up ahead. Not too far off, just 3 seconds.
Looks like that whole pack from 9th to 12th is not too far behind. Not too separated, I'd say.
Yeah. Pace all pretty similar. Just Garrett with a 31 for that last lap. Might have been a small lockup there or something. Or was that coming out of the pits? No, he pitted a bit earlier. So just maybe getting those tyres up to temperature.
Someone's found the dirt back there off of the final chicane.
And that dirt has a surprising amount of grip. Not all the grip. It's definitely not as much as tarmac.
We have seen a few saves off of there, so no surprise.
Here we go.
Stupid Ubi coming in.
Oh, he thinks
it doesn't make it work there.
And Nate's still with the hover technology there. That Sauber Red Bull really holding on.
Formula One is a technology arms race, so if there is hover technology in the mix, then someone will find a way to abuse it. Looks like Piratella caught someone else out again.
It did.
Difficult corner all weekend.
Borchardt still behind. The undercut didn't work. Looked like staying out an extra lap really helped there, Arsmoon.
I think some of the drivers find it difficult to really just find their feet again once they're on a full tank of fuel coming off of that late car.
That is true. We did hear Borchardt didn't have much time in the simulator or practice before this race. But with a man with that much experience and that much speed, he doesn't need it. He's almost in the top 3. Just Dan going really long, and Peter in the pits. Oh, Nate not quite holding on there.
Just couldn't get it turned in time. It's like a lockup, I think.
Is Peter going to exit ahead? It does look like it. 3 seconds.
Gap is about 3 seconds, yeah.
Wow, what a couple of laps from Peter there to hold it off, using that light car really to its full advantage there.
Must have been something special.
And here we go. Gilligan in the pits there. the race up front. This is the closest we've seen the battles in a long time. The top two and then third and fourth just absolutely locked together. If either driver was in front, you'd feel like there would be no major advantage from the other.
It looks like the gap is coming down from 3 seconds to 2 between Titar and the Peter.
Peter, yeah, he needs to get those tyres up to... Well, they come out of the pits relatively hot. He's got to make sure they stay hot on that first lap. And that's tough, learning the balance again. The wind's changing all the time around here as well, so relearning your braking points now with a heavy car as well. It's a really tough challenge. So Peter just lost a couple of seconds trying to get that new balance. Here we go.
Looking down the timing tower a bit, I don't know how Shattered Compass has passed several cars coming up to 7th now. He's really just stealthily snuck up the order.
So he must have filled up with fuel at that first stop with the rear wing. So he's got to pit again, it seems like, surely.
Surely.
These fuel tanks aren't big enough. They can probably take you, like you said at the beginning, lap 17, 18, something around then. So plus another 5 or 6 laps from his first incident. Maybe
put him in the low 20s. Yeah, we'll see.
Nate in the pits. And Mumbo Man. Last to pit, made it all the way up to 5th. Where's he going to come back out?
That's a long first stint. I wonder if there's some fuel saving going on.
Absolutely. Back on board with rods.
Looking at the gaps now, Titar's got it below a second in that battle for the top step.
You can see, 125, right back on the pace. It seems like Peter's up in the 128s, which isn't a bad time right now.
Titar pushing too hard, just there. It's lost nearly a second with that little excursion.
The focus on the back of that Ferrari, the team he drove for so long. And is now left to go to Williams, opening up the seat for Peter there. Apparently contracts saying that he would not have Peter in the same team as him. Bit of a Senna Prost thing there. If you hire him, I'll go.
Must be some tensions there.
Early season Garrett saying, I'll pick up the pieces and I'll stay out of trouble, and that's exactly what he's done. Top 10, staying out of trouble. NDF behind him though, just slightly quicker on the last lap, 3/10, just starting to gain on him.
Shattered Compass does come in for that pit stop, just as you predicted.
Early 20s, so he's got 10 laps, 11 laps to go once he's in. He's climbed back. He was a minute and 15 behind earlier. He's just a minute behind now. Let's see where he is after the pit stop. So he made up some time really with that.
I think he's going to have a few cars to pass if he really wants points this race.
That is right. Portran's still stuck behind this Toyota. He must be thinking, what does he have to do to stop seeing that rear wing?
For someone with, as you said, not much practice, this is an impressive and relatively consistent drive. But it's what we should expect from Broshan.
Yeah. He is leading the overall driver standings of all time. There is a global driver standings here in the Mutiny. And with 34 races, he is well clear of everyone else in the field. And here we go. Chad finally just sent his car into space. McLaren are done with that car. Ask Moon, this is a great drive. This is the sort of drive he was expecting to have last weekend. It's been incredible to hold off someone with as much experience behind him. This is an incredible drive, and there's lots to see in the future with this guy. I am absolutely certain of that. Oh, Oh, who's that? That was a Jordan going.
There was a Jordan spinning.
Let's see if we see anyone drop down the times. Is that Maxi?
Could be. He's in the pits, but don't know if that was from that spin or if this is a two-stop race for him.
Here we go. Last 9 laps then, getting into the twilight hours of this race. Oh, Bortram finding some grip on the grass, but not enough. That gap still hovering around a second.
Another 2 drivers that have been glued together for 23 laps now.
Unbelievable. To think about all the dirty air. TTAR as well, 2 seconds behind Peter. But that last lap, over a second and a half faster than Peter. Borchin and Asmoon were lapping within just a few tenths of each other.
It's great to see competition this close.
It is. Driver way back, Viltec and NDF, 10th and 11th places in the 26s here. That is a top 6 pace right there. So just showing that they made a few mistakes early on. They were caught out by qualifying in the back. They were caught out in all the accidents. What their race could have been had they qualified just a little bit higher up. Borchin thinking about it here. He's going down the outside.
Coming into Ravazza. I think Asmoon has the inside line and he keeps it.
Is Max still in the pits here? I think Max retired. Still second.
Yeah, looking at that gap, I think that's right.
Garrett and Claire, a couple of laps quite slow there, 131 and 130. I wonder if they're managing something or if they've got some damage or whether they just had a couple of lockups or something. Just their pace seems out of place there for where they are in the field.
There are a couple behind them that are lapping 2, 3, 4 seconds faster, so I would not be surprised if we see some cars gathering together by the end of the race.
Daniel Gilligan here in 5th place. That's where he finished the last race. Brought himself and Jaguar 2 points home. Borchin here in 4th place. That'd be a nice little haul of points. With 3, Jaguar would go home with 5 if they finish like this. Thinking about the inside. So rumour has it that lockup we see on that corner there, the shattered compass in the early laps on the restart. Those 11s going all the way to the wall.
Serves as a reminder for all the other drivers what can go wrong. Speaking of Shatter, he's got about 8 seconds to the car ahead and about 7 laps to find that time if he wants to bring home a point.
It's been a great recovery drive, very reminiscent of last time out in Bathurst with TTAR losing that rear wing in the opening laps and then recovering through the field. I'm imagining when he pitted for that second time, he would have put on less fuel. Now has fresh tyres, the Ferrari strategy not seeming to leave him on those hard tyres the whole race.
They've learned from last race.
They have. Well, they seem to get it right with Peter, so there may be some favourability there in the pit stops, but it seems to be equal footing. I wonder if Shattered's had a talk about his contract. There we go, it's under 2 seconds now. 23.7, half a second quicker than Peter. He's finding some pace here.
Those are qualifying times.
Still just a second behind. You could not ask more from those tyres than Brochen is giving. That dirty air all race has to be doing something. The mentality of following someone the whole race is really tough. Yes, they help you with your braking points. Yes, they help you with if the wind directions change because they get there first. But it's demoralizing.
It's difficult because if you're looking at the car ahead, you're not looking at the braking points, the turn-in points. You can get a little bit lost, like Chad is right now.
Chad bringing that gap down a little bit. Here we are on board with the second Jaguar in 5th place, and then back up with 4th place.
The gap between 6th and 7th is down to 6 seconds, but it's gonna need to be at least a second a lap from here on out.
Here we go. Even Shattered in the 23. So 3 drivers now really showing what they're capable of giving. Shattered Compass, TTR, and the leader Peter, all 2 seconds a lap faster than their nearest competitors. Unbelievable pace.
Just makes you wonder what would have happened if he didn't lose that rear wing at the beginning.
Ferrari were with a 1-2 on the grid. We're really hoping here for a really strong dominance points finish, just like in Bathurst. Hasn't quite worked out that way so far.
Could still be double points, but it's one thing to catch and another thing to overtake. That's the expression.
He's got 5 laps left and 5 seconds. He's about 2 seconds a lap quicker than the guy in front, Mumbo Man. I wonder if, though they both seem to be pushing up the front there, I was wondering if they were holding back, but I don't think so. I don't think you can be holding back and putting in 23s.
I was going to say, with those times, they're definitely pushing.
Definitely pushing. Brochen here losing pace a little bit. His last lap not quite as quick as Asmoon. Second off. Still holding in there though. And this is Garrett still in the top 10. Been a great debut season here. He was in top 10 last time. He was 10th place in Bathurst. He's 9th here today. Leclerc and Garrett there, just swapping positions. We didn't see that on screen though.
Oh no!
That's not what you want to be doing.
The grip there.
Yeah, 4 laps to go. You don't want to be losing a time like that with silly mistakes. Oh, TTR as well! What's going on? Maybe the dirty air finally starting to affect those drivers.
They could also be getting tired. This is a long race. There's a lot of corners, a lot of high speed and low speed corners, all keeping your attention at a maximum for 31 laps. That's a lot to ask.
There's a lot to ask. And there is no respite here. Even the straight has a kink on it. There is
one corner after the other.
Yeah. Relentless here. And the gravel traps and the high curbs. It is a tough race. 3 retirements. Let's go through them again. Max, Rods and Chad. Bad day for the McLarens. There we go, on board with Chad very closely from that. Peter up half a second here, 2 laps to go. Does he have enough? Looks like he's got it pretty well sorted. The gap's been stable for a while now.
Just has to bring it home. We'll see if he can do that with no mistakes.
Great race this time out for MDF. Last race went out. It was 16th place. One of the first retirements of season 8. This time he's holding up well. In 10th place now. So the leaders have lapped everyone up to maybe Shattered Compass in 7th
That's
place.
Right.
Oh, almost into the
near miss.
NDF and Leclerc, you know these guys are buddies off the track. I wonder if he hit him, if they still would have been buddies off the track. Might have been a few words afterwards over a drink.
Shows just how desperate NDF is probably feeling at these last 3 laps.
Who is that going slowly? Is that Cesare? Might well be. No, Cesare was... Which car is Cesare in? I've totally forgotten.
Taking another look at the top 6, we have Daniel Gilligan, Mumbo Man, Shattered Compass all within a few seconds as we see NDF trying to make the move work but not finding it off the track.
And TTR really pushing now in the last few laps, down into the 22s. Almost a second faster than Peter.
It's about 3/4 of a second, about a second at the moment. It's been nothing between them all race, all 31 laps.
Here we go, they're going to enter the last lap. He is pushing like crazy, 0.8 of a second as they're going to cross the line. What can they do? And that lap he was 0.7 quicker again. Brochen into the 24s, 2 seconds a lap faster than Arsmoon here. And Shattered in the 23s, 2 seconds a lap quicker than Mumbo Man. Some of these guys are finding unreal pace here. On board with the leaders. Coming up the hill. Down to just half a second. Brochen also just half a second now as they start their last lap. Oh!
We'll lock up there.
Don't want to be doing that. You want to kept it nice and tidy on the entry and focused on the exit. They are flying, these guys, as they come round.
This is hard in the throat moment as T-Tar goes for it.
He's going to go round the outside. They touch.
They touch.
They touch. T-Tar's ahead. Can he focus into the last corner? It looks like he's through. That was the last opportunity. Unbelievable.
Nearly the last corner of the last lap. You can't ask for much more out of him.
Brochen here, he's fighting for that 3rd place. I wonder if this traffic will help him.
T-Tar does cross the line and take the win.
He's taken the win. Peter in seconds.
After a long battle. We have another one unfolding.
Just following behind the Minardis here. Brochen right in the slipstream here as he goes down the hill. They both take the inside. No!
Oh, there's contact.
Oh!
Aspoon has decided to go way off.
Was there contact there? Did they touch?
I'm sure there was not on his own accord.
Oh, he was skittled off. He managed to miss both of the Minardis. I think that is Brochen now into 3rd place across the line.
I'll be surprised if there's not a protest over that.
Unbelievable.
Those big points.
And Shattered Compass, where did we miss that? Up into 6th place ahead of Mumbo Man. And that is the race. Let's have a quick rundown here. T-Tar in the lead. Peter was 2nd. Brochen 3rd. Arsmoon 4th. Dan Gilligan 5th. And Shattered Compass 6th. They're your point scorers here.
So here we are after a fantastic Italian Grand Prix in Imola. Peter is still in the lead after a top step in Bathurst and a 2nd place. That brings him 16 points, followed by T-Tar in 2nd. Shattered Compass still in 3rd, 7 points. Nate Delta, Brochen, Daniel Gilligan, and sharing 4 points each. Looking at the team standings, we have Ferrari in first with an impressive 23 points. Peter has put together a great season so far. Chowder has helped him secure a big lead over Williams in second. They have 11 points above Jag in third, Sauer in fourth, Jordan in fifth, and Toyota in sixth.
And thank you very much for watching along today. Join us in 2 weeks' time where the Mutiny cross the high seas all the way to the Ile de Notre Dame in Montreal.